Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a week in my life. Now this week was really awesome and fun and special because the week after I gave birth to Logan, my parents visited Nashville to hang out with us, meet Logan, and just be together as a family. The week was full of cute baby moments, lots and lots of food because to my family, eating is like one of the best parts of being alive and / being on vacation. And that's really what this was. We all just hung out and had a great time. So yeah, I'm just gonna bring you along for the week. And with that being said, let's hop right in. All right, so during this first week of my parents coming to town, coming to meet Logan, my dad was actually the first one to show up. He had a business trip scheduled kind of close nearby, so he came first and he had the day to just hug and cuddle with baby Logan. And it's kind of a trip because a bunch of you guys have mentioned this, but I can see the similarities between my dad and Logan. And so seeing him, hugging him and cuddling him was just so sweet and very surreal. So this was actually the first trip I took out of the house and that Logan took out of the house that wasn't like to the pediatrician or the chiropractor, and that was Costco. We really needed to get some food. I wanted to get out of the house, take a little walk, so we decided to pack Logan up at the car seat and head on over to one of the happiest places on the earth for us. So we decided to get some food beforehand in their little food court. I got a hot dog, the boys got pizza. By the way, I know some of you are probably gonna comment on the fact that Logan was only in like a short-sleeved onesie on this day, but that blanket that we kept over his car seat kind of made like a warm little cocoon for him, and we just kept him cocooned in the car seat from the moment we left the car till we got back to the car. So because my parents were going to be there for a full week, we decided to stock up on quite a bit of food. So we picked up a bunch of fruit and veggies. I also got this spinach and artichoke dip that I like to divvy up into containers and freeze. I mentioned this in the freezer video. It's way too large for me to eat fresh, but I love freezing it. And then I also picked up this trail mix that I have been obsessed with. It's like a super basic trail mix, but I don't know, I'm just loving it. Especially while trying to breastfeed, nuts are considered, I don't remember the word, like galactogen or something like that. Basically, it's a food that helps you produce more milk. Ooh, we also picked up this like gourmet maple syrup because I like making sourdough French toast from time to time. I had to show you a little sneak peek. It's not a sneak peek, whatever, a peek at Logan asleep in his car seat. Now, you know I was not helping load these groceries. I sat myself down comfortably in the front seat and drank some water. Oh, and on the way home, I had to try this trail mix because this was the first day that we got it. So I didn't know I was going to become so obsessed with it, but I am obsessed with it now, like I said. All right, now fast forward to when my mom got to town, and I felt pretty awesome because it occurred to me to turn on the camera right when she walked in. So this was the first moment I had seen her in person since giving birth. So that's why our embrace is so long. That's why my mom is so teary-eyed. I kept joking when she was hugging me. I was like, I know, Mom, you're so proud of me. I know that you're so proud. And she is. So this is literally the first moment that my mom met Logan, and she was just overcome with joy and just in awe, as I think we all are of newborns. Now, something that we decided to do on this day for the first time was tummy time. I had been reading about it, but I didn't realize that apparently a lot of people start tummy time with their newborn like the day after they're born. Now, I know people that didn't start tummy time for like months, and their baby and their development was totally fine. But on this day, I was like, wait, he's a couple weeks old. We've done no tummy time. We should try tummy time. And it was so cute because we not only got his first tummy time on camera, but look at him go. He's lifting his head, and he actually lifted his head and turned it to each side separately multiple times. We were freaking out way too much. We were like so excited and clapping our hands like, look at how advanced and strong our son is. Now, what you're looking at right now was actually footage I kind of took for my own personal, footage, but I decided to include it. And it's my dad playing a couple of chords on the guitar that I purchased a couple of months ago, because my dad is an incredible guitar player, to those of you that don't know. He actually played guitar in a cover that I did of In the Blood by John Mayer, and I want to slowly start learning guitar, so I filmed him playing a couple of chords for me to reference and practice with. All right, so random cute baby shots. So after I fed Logan one day, we hung out for a little bit in the bedroom with him sitting up. I was just talking to him, getting these adorable shots. I'm telling you, I look into Logan's eyes. I'm just still in shock. I can't believe that he came out of my body. People are not kidding when they say you fall more in love with your baby every day. I'm just in awe. I feel like those are the words I'm going to use a lot to describe him and the whole situation of just having a child. I am in awe. Now, so many of you have asked about the dogs and Logan, and as you can see, Zoe is slowly starting to insert herself more into Logan's life as he gets bigger and becomes more awake and aware. And this was the first day actually that Zoe dared to venture into Logan's little bubble and lick him. And we had been joking since I was pregnant, like Zoe is such a licker. We were like, oh my gosh, Logan is going to become Zoe's favorite new licking toy. And so it was funny to see, like, when I let her, when she wanted to, like the very first day of Zoe going to town on Logan's sweet baby skin. Actually, it's funny how much in this video, and really how much on my channel in general, but you guys are getting to see like firsts that happened with Logan. And so this was Logan's first like real interaction with Zoe. So my mom makes the most incredible chicken noodle soup, and she actually makes her chicken broth from scratch. So she threw a full chicken in the pot with some apple cider vinegar and bay leaves and let that cook, I think, for a few hours. And then when I had gotten out of the bath, I made my way down and I started to chop up the veggies for the soup. So I chopped up a ton of carrots. I also chopped up a bunch of bok choy. As well as some leeks. Dude, I haven't had leeks in so long and I forgot how good they are. Just throwing that out there. And if you've never had a leek is an onion, basically. And they taste amazing. I also chopped up a bunch of cabbage, which if you've never put cabbage in soup before, let me tell you, it is super yummy. And cabbage is really like great for your health. So, I don't know, it's fun that it tastes so good in soup and it's really good for you. Oh, that's right. I also chopped up a bunch of kale for the soup as well. So as you can see, the soup is very full of lots of veggies and greens. When I make soup, chicken noodle soup, veggie soup, whatever, I never make my own broth. I want to one day. It's just like another thing to add to the list of things that I want to try and do. But having the broth that my mom made from scratch, it made such a difference. I did add in a little bit of this veggie bouillon, but the base was her homemade chicken base, and it was amazing. By the way, they had shredded the chicken that they had cooked as well, so that's obviously what we just threw in. And then on this night, Dan, who's becoming like the noodle master, decided to make fresh noodles for the chicken noodle soup. You guys have seen him make noodles before for the soups. He's like an artist with his noodle making. But yeah, he made a ton of noodles on this night because there were a bunch of us eating the dinner, and he even ended up kind of tag teaming the noodle making with my sister's boyfriend. You have never done homemade noodles before. They are literally a game changer. Not only were they amazing, seriously amazing in this chicken noodle soup, but ever since then, Dan has actually been making lots of noodles for other things as well, like the best pasta ever. One of the things that we really wanted to make was this berry crumble. So I took some coconut oil spray and I sprayed down the glass tray container, whatever the word is, that we were gonna make the crumble on. And then in a separate bowl, I made my mixture. So I did a couple of cups of frozen blueberries because I have an excessive amount of blueberries on hand right now. That was honestly the main reason I went with blueberries. And then I had some pears that needed to be used. So I chopped up my pears. Then I added some organic coconut sugar. Always got to give Bowser some scraps. Next up, I added in some organic flour. That was some baking powder that I added in, and then also I added a splash of vanilla. I got the gist of this recipe from, I think her YouTube channel is Frugal Fit Mom. I altered it a little bit, but this was like the gist of the recipe. Then I scooped the entire mixture into the glass tray. What are we calling it? A glass tray? It's not a bowl, not a baking sheet. I don't know. Then I squeezed out some cream cheese and added some vanilla extract to the mix. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I wish I had done this differently. I don't know, maybe I wish I had kind of spread it out a little bit more. I thought that, oh, that was a little sea salt I added, by the way. Anyways, I thought that this was going to like melt out. So I thought, oh, I can just add the cream cheese in like little mini globs and it'll spread out and melt well, but it really didn't. So I kind of wish I had more, like I had put more mini globs, does that make sense? Rather than just these big globs, so that I had like more evenly distributed it across the crumble. That being said though, I'm just gonna give a spoiler alert and jump ahead. This stuff is delicious. Like, this turned out amazing, so good. So once I had laid that down, I made the crumble, which I was obsessed with. My mom didn't love it, but I loved it. And it's basically just flour and oats, as well as some more coconut sugar. And then I want to say it was like 3/4 of a cup of butter or something like that. I have not been giving measurements this whole time. I don't know why I decided to try to start then. You can see how much butter I used. And then I took this, I don't know what these are called. I think it's like a pastry cutter, but it's basically a way to get your butter and all of your ingredients to crumble and kind of cut them down and mix it together. I wanted my butter to be kind of crumbly like a scone, and that's exactly how it turned out. Oh, it was so good. I know I keep saying that, but this was so good. Now, as I was saying, my mom didn't love the top, but I really loved the top. I actually couldn't stop taking little mini bites all night. And once we were done having our fair share of the fresh crumble, I ended up cutting the crumble up into single serving sizes and wrapping them up in aluminum foil and freezing it. And I just pull out a serving every time I want one, and it's so good. How many times did I say that in this video? I just wanted to let you know though, it freezes really well. So something else my mom and I decided to make that week was some white chili. So I believe the meat that she used that night was ground turkey, and then this was all of the spices that she used to create this chili. Now my mom cooks a lot like me. She finds recipes and then puts her own twist on it. So she had thrown some celery and different spices in to cook with the meat. Now at the same time, we were thawing a bunch of salmon because I wanted to make some salmon Cajun pasta, not only to possibly have for dinner that night, but also to restock our freezer because we had already eaten through a lot of the Cajun chicken pasta that we had on hand. I basically chopped up all of my veggies for the Cajun pasta and just set them aside. And then I simultaneously started cutting some veggies for the chili. So I cut up a ton of zucchini into little cubes. Okay, just kidding, I forgot. Those peppers actually were for the chili. I'm getting confused because I know I did both of those meals on this night. So then I chopped up a bunch of red onions. I was literally just like a veggie chopping machine. We added some of this harissa paste from Trader Joe's just because we thought it smelled yummy and would be good. We added a can of Rotel as well as a can of cannellini beans. We also added some cream cheese and some chipotle hot sauce from Siete. Oh, and then flashing over to the Cajun sauce. For both pasta and soups, we make the base without the noodles and then freeze the base. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to my channel or you've just never made it all the way to the end of my videos, check out my info box because I call them semi-secret giveaways because they're basically just giveaways for people who actually watch to this point in the video and hear me announce this or check my info box. But yeah, it's just a way for me to say thank you to you guys for all of your support of my family. The fact that this gets to be my job and I get to stay home with my son and my husband and share my life and create art. I like to think of this as art. It means more to me than I can ever express with words. So on that note, I will hopefully see you guys back here very soon with another new video. I do have a bunch lined up, so hopefully I'll be back soon. And with that being said, that's all. Okay, bye. It takes me so long to just like stop recording these voiceovers and say bye. But yeah, bye guys.